Sarode. The Sarode we know today is elegant, sophisticated, and majestic in appearance and sound. In the hands of its most famous exponent, Ali Akbar Khan, it takes us to great musical heights and depths, but today's Sarode varies greatly from its predecessors. Archaeological findings in India dating from the 2nd and 3rd centuries AD have given us sculptural representations of musicians playing lute-like instruments. These instruments are some of the earliest forms of the Sarode, which consisted of a pear-shaped box with a parchment-covered face and a fretless fingerboard. Documented history regarding the evolution of instruments in India is not very clear, but moving up the timeline we can see this basic Sarode in many paintings throughout the centuries, depicting scenes such as concerts for the Maharajas and Nawabs, groups of musicians and dancers playing together and students learning from their gurus. History most clearly shows the existence of Sarode-like instruments in the early to mid-1800s in the form of the Kabuli Rabab. At the time, similar instruments such as the Sanya Rabab and the Surshringar were emerging, and a single most important person to change the shape and tone of the Sarode was about to be born. Acharya Baba Alauddin Khan, one of India's most dedicated musicians and music lovers. Alam, as he was called, was born in 1862 in the village of Shivpur, Bangladesh. Although his fathers and uncles played musical instruments, it was looked down upon as a profession. Frustrated by the hindrance of his families and the lack of teachers in the area, Alam ran away from his family and everything he knew to pursue his passion, music. At the tender age of 8, he arrived in Calcutta, known as the Queen City of the Orient. With neither money nor family to turn to, he was at the mercy of the streets. As luck would have it, he was taken in by the family of a doctor who himself was a music lover and guided to his first of many teachers, Nulo Gopal, a respected Drupad singer. From there he studied with numerous teachers who imparted their training upon the talented young boy. Alauddin Khan is credited with having learned over 200 instruments and single-handedly merging the fragmented traditions of North Indian music to create a new presentation of instrumental music.
My father didn't sleep for 40 years on the bed, only practice. And by putting the instrument there, and he has got long hair, and he to take the rope, long hair, and if he goes like this, then again he starts.
Is that a modern instrument?
No, it's a very old traditional instrument, but it was a very small size. Then my father changed it a little bit, made it bigger. But my father used to play, he learned 200 instruments. He could play 200. He learned also Western classical music. And he taught me many instruments. And after that, he said that I'll teach you in one instrument everything. Therefore, you don't need to learn any other instrument. This one instrument can fill up your whole desire.
Is this the instrument?
This is the instrument.
What is it called?
It's called Sarode.
In the early 1900s, Alauddin Khan began designing new instruments and modifying older instruments that were difficult for musicians to play, often causing harm to the musicians because of their poor shape and design. His talented younger brother, Ayat Ali Khan, then built the instruments, and together they opened a business named the Alam Brothers, selling these new creations all over India. The brothers forever changed the tone and scope of Indian classical music by modifying the two instruments most widely known in the West, the Sarode and the sitar. Many of Alauddin's musical creations were used in his own innovative Maihar band. This group traveled all over India playing traditional music as well as Western compositions for the British still occupying India at the time. Ayat Ali is credited with making the Sarode that Ali Akbar Khan still plays today, fashioning it out of a 150-year-old tune tree that had fallen on their property. He presented it to his young nephew when little Ali Akbar was 12 years old.
Then he used to work a lot. We have got a big garden that time. In garden, then we have got cows to look after all of. And then many disciples of my father to come. So almost up to 9 or 10 in the night, he was completely busy. He invented many kind of, he changed the whole style of Sarode, even sitar.
Really?
Yeah, that is his idea, because before you used to learn at least 3 instruments to complete the Sarode. And you have to carry all those 3 instruments. Mm-hmm. Like a sursingar, then rabab, and then Sarode. And now you can play anything
on just
in one instrument, yeah.
It was through this partnership that the Sarode began its transformation into the sophisticated instrument we know today. Many of the changes introduced by the Alam brothers were done so because of the foresight of Alauddin Khan. He had a vision to create a single instrument that could embody the full scope of the music in the Dhrupad-style movements of Valap, Jor, and Jala. Up to this time, a musician needed several instruments to play the various portions of a complete presentation of the music. The brothers modified the neck portion of the Sarode, making it thinner and wider to allow for a better grip and making it easier to play faster passages. They enlarged the belly and skin or parchment, creating a deeper, louder sound and overtones. A brass tumba was added, giving subtle amplification and adding to the ambience of the sound. They added jawari strings for the mood of the melody, 2 chakari strings for rhythm and tuning, and set the standard for having 15 sympathetic strings adding resonance. Finally, they perfected the thickness of the goatskin parchment and the gauge of the steel plate for the fingerboard to obtain a smoother, balanced, and sustained tone. Thus, the modern, elegant Sarode was transformed. To further enhance the music, the visionary Baba Alauddin Khan rigorously trained his only son, Ali Akbar Khan, in music, starting with singing, then onto a variety of instruments, and finally choosing the Sarode as his son's main instrument. Often he would teach him up to 18 hours a day. Today, Ali Akbar Khan is clearly known as the definitive Sarode player of our time.
He taught me many kind of different kind of instruments, and then he wanted me, he chosen for me just to learn one instrument and try to play everything in one instrument, make all kind of sound, like a cello, piano, guitar, singing, any kind of sound should produce by one instrument.
Baba Alauddin spent the rest of his life up to his death in 1972 at his home in Maihar, India, teaching and training many of India's most famous musicians, such as his son, Ali Akbar Khan, his daughter, Annapurna Devi, Timir Baran, Ravi Shankar, Panalo Ghosh, and Nikhil Banerjee, as well as his grandchildren Ashish Khan and the late Danesh Khan. In In 1955, after years of training and performing in India, Ali Akbar Khan, then 35 years old, made his first trip to the West at the request of the famous violinist, Yehudi Menuhin. The group arrived in New York City and performed at the Museum of Modern Art, where Americans were first introduced to the sound of the Sarode. While in New York, Mr. Menuhin arranged for Mr. Khan and his group to record the first long-playing recording of Indian music on the Angel Records label. India had not yet embraced the idea that audiences would listen to recordings of classical music longer than 5 or 6 minutes. This groundbreaking album changed all of that, and soon after, HMV began releasing long-playing albums of all of India's most famous musicians.
And then 65, ACA brought me here. Then I opened my college because I found that all these students, they want to learn more. And to take so many students to India is to bring myself alone. It's a more easier way.
By 1967, after numerous trips to the U.S. and Canada, Ali Akbar Khan was requested by his many devoted Western students to open a branch of the Ali Akbar College of Music in Berkeley, California. The original school was already established in Calcutta, but it was very difficult to look after all the Western students traveling to India, so he agreed to teach in California, and the Ali Akbar College of Music was born in the West, furthering his father's mission to teach all who wanted to learn. Many of India's most talented musicians taught at the college, including Ali Akbar Khan's sons. Through the guidance of this great family of musicians, Indian music has been able to flourish in the West. Ali Akbar Khan continues to maintain his teaching schedule of 9 months a year, assisted by his sons, disciples, and students. Alongside the master is one of India's most well-loved tabla masters, Pandit Swapan Chaudhry, who has been teaching tabla at the college since 1981. As a family, the Ali Akbar College of Music continues to teach and present to the public the rich and intricate art of this musical tradition, as well as the spirit of the Sarode.
Sometimes people ask me, how should we prepare ourselves to hear this music? I always say, don't prepare anything, just come and relax. The music will tell you what to do.